everyone, and thanks for joining me. This is your weekly horoscope for Monday the 26th of November until Sunday the 2nd of December 2018. Thank you so much for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm going to give you a rundown of each day of the week, and these weekly horoscopes are for all the signs of the zodiac. And the reason why they're for all signs of the zodiac is what I look at in these weekly horoscopes are what relationships the planets are forming, whether they're going retrograde, and what they're doing up there in the sky, because they create energy when they interact with each other. And as above, so below, the energy that these planets form affect us here on planet Earth. So that's why this applies to everyone. I'm in the UK, so I base my horoscopes on UK time. So if you're in the States or in Dubai, Australia or Singapore, Taiwan, Japan, just take the time difference into account. But like I always say, don't get too hung up on the times because these energies change gradually. So it's not like 8 minutes and 30 seconds, boom, something really changes. So I've had a look at the week. It's not going to be the easiest week in the world, I'm sorry to say, because the main theme that I have noticed is that communication is going to be somewhat challenging and stifled. Monday the 26th of November, we have the Sun in Sagittarius. So happy birthday, Sagittarians, and that's really positive. The Sun in a fire sign is happy because the Sun rules Leo. So when it's in Aries or Sagittarius, it's very, very happy and it can burn brightly. That conjuncts Jupiter, the lucky planet, also in Sagittarius. So the Sun is your identity, adventurous in Sagittarius. Conjuncting Jupiter in Sagittarius means that you being adventurous and looking to the future and looking at what am I passionate about, that's going to bring you good luck. Mercury is in Sagittarius and it's in retrograde still. Mercury is the communication planet, and it squares Mars in Pisces. Now, Mercury in Sagittarius isn't an ideal fit. Mercury in Sagittarius looks 5 years ahead rather than sorting out the details now, rather than, opening all the letters that have come through the post. Just ignores those and looks at the future. Retrograde also doesn't help because when Mercury is retrograde, communication errors can occur. Computers break down, emails get lost, misunderstandings occur. And then you've got a square with Mars in Pisces, and Mars also rules Aries, a fire sign, so it's in the last sign of the zodiac, Pisces. So poor old Mars, the soldier, the male principle, isn't very happy there in Pisces. So what that all adds up to on Monday the 26th is that we start the week with a really mixed bag here. Looking to the future and asking yourself, what am I passionate about? That's going to bring you a lot of good luck. Communication with others and trying to get others to see your vision is most likely to fail. So if you're pitching a new business, if you're trying to convince someone that this is the way to do it, Monday isn't the time. There may be a sense of being stuck and a feeling that the world is against you. And you're not the only one who's going to feel that. So ask for help, offer to help other people, and look at what you want to achieve personally in the future. That's the best way to manage this day. On Tuesday, the 27th of November, we have the moon going into Leo at 8:36 in the morning. So the moon becomes fiery now and interested in having fun and enjoying itself and being around kids and letting your inner child out and to play. The Sun is in Sagittarius, so more fire, and it conjuncts Mercury in Sagittarius and retrograde. So all of this is now fire. Fire is about passion, desire, what I want, what I long for. It's travel, it's movement, it's growth, it's expansion, and it's everything that fire represents. So fire can fascinate, big bonfires are fascinating. It can warm you, but it can also be very destructive. So you have to use the energy carefully and make sure you channel it in the right direction. The Leo moon trines, so it forms a happy relationship with the lucky planet Jupiter, Mercury, the communication planet, and the Sun in Sagittarius. So on Tuesday, communication does become better. You're clearer and much more confident in yourself. Asserting yourself is essential and will bring good luck into your life. You're going to find it easier to assert yourself on Tuesday. And if you're someone who really struggles with being assertive, it's a good day to practice being assertive and speaking up, saying no. Very, very important. Standing up for yourself and being assertive, I really feel very strongly about, because I'm a Virgo, so I don't really have a problem with asserting myself, because Virgos have the problem of sometimes thinking they're always right. So they don't have any problem speaking up. So anyone who struggles with asserting themselves, it's a really good day for you. It'll become much easier. So if you're in a difficult situation and people have been walking all over you or even making fun of you or not taking you seriously, on Tuesday it's time you can educate them about who you really are and what's going to fly and what isn't. On Wednesday, the 28th of November, the Leo moon quincunxes Neptune in Pisces. So this is a harmonious but very light kind of connection. It quincunxes Pluto in Capricorn and Chiron in Pisces. So Neptune is the dream planet of water and intuition. Pluto is the phoenix rising from the ashes in Capricorn in a practical physical sense. And Chiron is the wounded healer, and that's in Pisces. Chiron is an asteroid, it's one of the centaurs, and it's about healing things through spirituality when it's in Pisces. Venus is in Libra. Thrilled. Venus loves Libra because it rules that sign. So Venus can be elegant and express itself beautifully, and it can communicate very well with other people. So that mitigates the effect of Mercury being in retrograde a little bit, the communication planet. And that quincunxes Chiron in Pisces. So there's a lot of love floating around on Wednesday the 28th, and you get a day off. I think it will feel like a day off in terms of all this intensity and I've got to communicate and I'm misunderstood. And Monday, Tuesday feel quite challenging in many ways. And Wednesday is a time where you can just enjoy yourself with friends and family. It's a reprieve in a week that is all about difficulties in communication, learning alternate ways of communicating, and really growing as a result. So when Mercury is in retrograde, it's a good thing sometimes because you find out that you have many more talents and that you can communicate in lots and lots of different ways. So it can be a blessing. On Thursday, the 29th of November, we have the moon going into Virgo at 11:09 in the morning. The Virgo moon then trines Saturn, the planet of structure and security, in the sign of the worker Capricorn. So Virgo is an earth sign. It likes to download information, make sense of it, and create meaning from it. Saturn says, I want to work to create structure. Let's build something solid. Let's build a house. Let's build something meaningful. Those two trining each other means they work together. The Virgo moon opposes Mars, the male principle, in Pisces, so that's an opposition, so they're not working together. And it squares Mercury, Jupiter, and the Sun in Sagittarius. So a square causes friction with the communication planet, the good luck planet, and your identity. So again, despite the retrograde, and despite these squares, which create tension, which creates a sense of being ill at ease, not trusting other people, or not being able to get your point across properly, despite all of that, this is mitigated by the moon in Virgo, which tries to analyze information logically before reacting emotionally, and you've got that Venus helping you as well. So you're going to find it easier to understand people because you're not just coming from a logical thinking communicative place, you also come from a loving place, and you don't just see people as, you know, brain boxes that walk around and talking heads. You know, you see them as whole beings. They have feelings, they have families, there are other things that are going on top of what you're doing. So you're able to analyze information logically, and the emotional reaction, there's a gap there. So if you are a parent and you don't know what's going on with your teenagers, so you rummage around their bedroom and you look through their drawers and under the mattress, and you find, I don't know, you find a bag of grass, marijuana. You can look at that, you can think about it logically, whether you're going to, you'll obviously look at it and then weigh up your options, and the emotions aren't going to come into it so much. You may be a little bit shocked, but what's going to win is the logic. So you're going to think, okay, I've got a couple of options. I can either ignore it, put it back in the drawer and just pretend like it didn't happen. I can confront my child, or I can immediately after school pick them up and send them to rehab. You've got options. Trust your thinking on Thursday. Trust your gut as well, and be firm. If you have to say no, do it. This has come up a lot recently. There was a day or two last week where it was important for you to learn how to say no, and that continues this week. It's about asserting yourself. It's about not letting other people, not feeling obligated to say yes to every question or demand simply because it's demanded of you. You have a choice. And the best no's I have experienced in my life are the no's that are just that one word. So, Gregory, can you walk over there and turn the aircon on for me? No. Don't offer any explanation. You may say no because you've injured your leg and you don't want to walk over there. But simply saying no is much more effective than going, no, because my leg hurts and I don't want to. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't. So remember that. You've done nothing wrong. You're a free agent. You can decide what to do, and you're not, you know, under the obligation to fulfill everyone's wishes and desires simply because they think that's your job. It isn't. On Friday the 30th of November, we have the Virgo moon opposing the dream planet Neptune in Pisces, and it trines, so it's very buddy-buddy with Pluto, the planet of transformation and change, in Capricorn, so working towards something practical. The Virgo moon also opposes Uranus in Aries. Uranus is the planet of energy and electricity. In Aries, it's about doing things independently, and the Virgo moon opposes that. So don't rush out and be, you know, hero, Superman. Let's look at information and see what we're doing. So on Friday, you're going to have a desire to make practical changes, but rather than rushing off, you may feel like there's a lack of direction or too much mental fog to move ahead, like you haven't had the chance to analyze all the information yet. So if you taking no action on Friday is better than taking uninformed action on Friday. So it's a good day to brainstorm, to work with information. It's also a good day to talk to others and to check with others to see how they're doing. And a gesture like that is going to go a long way today. Picking up the phone and saying, hey, how's it going? I was just thinking of you. Simple as that. People love that. People appreciate it so much. Now we're going into December. Wow, December 2018. Can you believe we're here? Saturday, the 1st of December. We have the moon going into Libra at 2:50 in the afternoon. So the moon in Libra is immediately much more interested in relationships with other people, communication, communicating beautifully, having fun with other people, and just enjoying their company and chatting and enjoying others. The Libra moon sextiles the lucky planet Jupiter in Sagittarius, and it squares Saturn, the planet of structure and security, in Capricorn, and Mercury retrogrades into Scorpio. So Mercury appears to be going backwards because it's in retrograde. It now leaves Sagittarius and it moves backwards into the sign of Scorpio. Mercury in Scorpio, when it's not retrograde, is excellent because it's able to dive down and get to the truth of the matter, to really uproot it, to bring it to the light and make sense of it. But Mercury in retrograde in Scorpio dives into the wrong pool and gets the wrong answer and brings the wrong answer to light, and it's like, okay, I've done more damage than I've helped. So don't try and psychoanalyze yourself today. Don't try and psychoanalyze other people today. If you're an intuitive, if you're a psychic medium, if you're a therapist, a counselor, be very, very careful that you don't just jump to conclusions, and that when you get guidance, you really, really double check that it feels right. Is it urgent and loud and scary? Then it's not right. It's calm, you feel certain about it, you feel loving about it, then go for it. So Saturday is finally a day to enjoy yourself a little bit. Whether you choose to do that with others or alone, doesn't matter. Work isn't the priority, and it shouldn't be the priority because of what I just mentioned. You know, there's the possibility to make mistakes and to look at the wrong things, to worry about the wrong things, to focus your energy on the wrong thing. When you should be working on the designs of the bridge, you're working on the marketing, and the bridge hasn't even been built yet. So it's that kind of thing. So don't make work the priority on Saturday if you have the choice. What's gonna really be great today is having fun and chatting to other people and going out and partying, and that's going to be really enjoyable. So whether you throw a dinner party, or whether you go night clubbing, or whether you just invite a couple of friends around to play bridge, do it. It's going to be really fun. So for all you social butterflies, this is your day. The only thing to remember, because Mercury goes into Scorpio, just remember to keep things light, not to become obsessive or overly intense, because it's not real. The obsession is not helpful. And also look out for being overly intense, because that can lead to misunderstandings. So if you are a social butterfly, you'll keep it light anyway, because social butterflies don't go around saying, okay, can I psychoanalyze you? They're more, you know, creatures that just glitter and shine and drop little words like hi. And you feel so honored. Oh, she said hi to me. You know, that kind of thing. Sunday, the 2nd of December, actually that was when Prince Harry and Meghan Markle came here. I waited in the queue, and I shook Harry's hand and I said hi, and he said hi back, and I was like, oh. It's ridiculous. But little things like that can really be fun. So Sunday, the 2nd of December, we've still got the moon in Libra, which is great. It's sociable. It now sextiles the sun, so it really forms a harmonious relationship with your identity, and you feel good in yourself. You feel comfortable in your own skin. You feel beautiful. You feel like you can articulate things. You feel charming. You feel like you can say things and build bridges and connect people. So if there have been fallouts, there have been difficulties, you may want to address those today. Mercury is in Scorpio in retrograde, and it quincunxes Uranus and Aries. So again, this is the potential to gallop off in the totally wrong direction. You get an idea, you obsess with it, and you say, okay, let's do it immediately. And you're galloping west when you should be galloping east. So very careful with jumping the gun here on Sunday the 2nd and on Saturday the 1st. Venus goes into Scorpio, so your feelings become much more intense now, and it is about you are my lover and I want to know that you'll die for me if it comes to that. Super, super intense. And I want to just open up your head and jump inside and understand everything that's going on in there, and rummage around and see everything you're thinking, and any secrets that you're hiding from me, I want to know. The Sun in Sagittarius squares Mars in Pisces, so the Sun is urging you to keep things moving, to look at what you desire and to move things forward. And the friction with Mars in Pisces is you may have some emotional difficulties on Sunday that prevent you from moving forward. So Sunday is another positive day to enjoy yourself and to look at the future and what you enjoy doing. Endangering these positive emotions are emotional reactions that are overly intense because you have a skewed view of the situation. Mercury in Scorpio in retrograde. If you're looking to get back at someone, like, to get them back in a negative way, or you feel like you need to act to respond to some type of argument or challenge and you need to win and get clarity, stop. Just stop it. You don't have all the facts, your perception is skewed, and you're fighting a battle that a week later you're going to be like, why did I get involved in that? What was that all about? So just keep things simple today, enjoy yourself. And the best thing I watched a documentary, Bright Lights, about Carrie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds, which was shown shortly after they passed away. I adored Carrie Fisher. I read all her books. She had bipolar disorder, and the way she spoke about it was, it was just so, she had so much emotional insight and depth. I just adored her. And in the documentary, they're talking to Debbie Reynolds about something, and she was married 3 times, and they were asking about were there arguments in the relationships, and she just said, I don't argue, I don't do that. It was like an epiphany to me that I can choose to have an argument or not. So if someone comes up to me and says, Greg, I really don't like this, and and starts yelling at me for some reason that I've done something wrong, maybe I didn't do the dishes when I was supposed to, I have the choice to say, do you know what, I'm not going to argue about this right now, and you can walk away. You don't have to defend yourself, and you don't even have to offer an explanation. It's weird because, that's common courtesy and it's polite. Oh, you're yelling at me, I didn't do the dishes, I did promise I would do them, but I forgot. That would be my normal reaction. It's like, I'm really sorry I forgot to do them, I'll do them now. Because that's my way of keeping everyone happy. Like, if I say something, I'm going to do something, obviously I try and keep my promise. But what I'm getting here this week is that even that kind of politeness or normal reaction to something is gone this week. You don't have to explain yourself, and for whatever reason, the universe is trying to make you understand that you don't owe anyone else a thing. We're all connected, we're all one, but that doesn't mean that you have to be someone's lackey. Of course you can still be polite, but people are gonna be frustrated this week, because some of this energy is frustrating and it's a little bit difficult to handle, and often when people are uncomfortable they blame others. That's human nature. It's much easier to blame other people than yourself. So if people just blame you and it's not accurate and there's no real reason behind it, you can say, excuse me, I'm not going to get into this argument with you. And just stare at them, and that's it. It'll throw people. And also what really throws people is just the simple no. What do you mean you're not going to argue with me? I have something to say here. I want this resolved. No. Not right now. I'm not doing it. Finished. So, for whatever reason, the universe doesn't just hand out energy and gifts and talents and frictions like this for no reason. And what I try and do with the astrology is analyze it and see how we can use this energy to learn and grow and develop. And for anyone who really struggles to assert themselves or to say no, or someone who always feels obligated to do everyone else's bidding, this is your week to learn that that is not the case, and that you can put yourself first sometimes as well, and that does not mean you're selfish. It means that you're taking care of yourself first, and that you realize that you have to also meet your own needs and that you have a right to do that. Okay. Message hammered in, loud and clear. So it's an interesting week. I hope you have a fabulous time. Let us know some of the examples of people, being unreasonable and how you react and what you learn from it. I'd be really interested in that. Have a great week. If you'd like a private reading with me, what I do in my private readings, I use astrology, tarot, and numerology. But the astrology is much more specific because I take your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth, and that gives me a snapshot of what the sky looked like at exactly that minute you were born. If you don't have your time of birth, get in touch with me via the email readings@gregoryscott.co.uk, because there's a process called chart rectification and I can work out your time of birth. So if you're interested in that, get in touch. Once I have the time of birth, then I can draw up this blueprint of your soul. It tells me what your talents are when it comes to work, so what your vocation is, what is destined for you in love and romance, health, moving, spiritual progress, where you've been in past lifetimes, and what your life purpose is this time around, and what you can do to complete that, or whether you've already completed it. If you're at a crossroads and you need some questions answered, or you feel a certain way and you just want some confirmation of that, also get in touch with me for a personal reading. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order. If you like my videos, please subscribe and share this video on your different social media platforms. That would be ever so helpful to me. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll speak to you next week.